What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for jumping into another video. My name is Josh and I'm just your average Joe day trader. It's Friday, September 12th, 8:27 p.m. The market is shut down, closed, completely cerrado, completely closed for the weekend. There's no 24-hour market. There's nothing running. We're not going to be able to get up at 4:30 in the morning to see what the SPY is doing. Nothing. And that's good because I need to pressure wash my mom's patio this weekend at her house. So I'm going to be going there, trying to negotiate some things that we have scheduled with my wife and the kids, but we're going to try to make that happen. And so if the market was open, I would be totally wanting to monitor the market, but it's good to have some time off, which is part of what I want to share with you. If you are a retail day trader, a swing trader, an investor, that's what Monday through Friday is for. Enjoy your weekends, take your time with your family, go respect whatever it is you believe and do, enjoy the outside, go for a walk, take a bike ride, go to church, go to temple, whatever it is that you like to do on your Sabbath time. Enjoy the weekends, that's what it's for. So what I want to share with you is our Friday night market day update. How did we do today? Well, I'm going to tell you first and foremost that the market crushed it today. Not only did we see some unbelievable record highs today, but many of the stocks that we have been talking about and sharing were blowing up all day long today. If you made money today with me, drop a comment below and let me know, what were you in? How much money did you make? What were your entry and exit points? How did you decide to get into those entry and exit points? What strategy are you using? You know that I love to share with you my strategy. My strategy is a strong support and resistance level, a 5-day range with a 30-day minute chart so I can look at the ceiling and the floor, understanding my box strategy, taking the day before and building a rectangle around the trading day prior and extending it into the next day so I understand what the top and bottom levels are, which you could say would be your resistance and support levels for that box, including a median line, which gives me either a support or resistance level depending on where the stock is when we hit the pre-market or the 9:30 bell the next day. These are all things that I've made videos about. Go check them out. Take a look and see at some of my other videos if you want to learn about my strategy. If you want to know exactly how I pick and choose based on volume, based on the stocks, go to my very first video that I ever made, and I believe it's titled Strategy, and just watch that one. It's about a 30-minute video, but it'll give you some good ideas of what I do, how I start off my trading experiences. And here we are almost a year later. We're almost 1,500 subscribers. Thank you so much, community, for being here and continuing to make money together. So let's talk about the market. Let's go to the charts and take a look and see the SPY to first start. All right, look at this. Okay, this is the daily. We have been since about $480.38 back in April of 2025, really nothing but a monster upward momentum, right? All the way to today. And we didn't hit it. We didn't hit it today. I really believed and thought we were going to hit it. Let me go to the 15-minute chart. I thought for sure that we were going to hit 660 today. We had the new all-time high of 659.10, but even at a new all-time high of 659.10, wow. And are we going to hit 700? Are we going to hit 660? I think we're going to hit 660 because if you really think about what's happening in the market right now, and let me rewind a little bit because I've made video after video after video pretty much for the last part of August into the so far entire 12 days of September have said, be careful, be cautious. September is typically a month that runs down and runs red. It's a month that I like to buy the discounts. I like to buy stocks on clearance and sometimes maybe purchase a stock that now is running down even more that I can buy into more to hit, average down a little bit. And then when we get out of September into October, they're going up. Well, here we are, almost the middle of September. We have not seen the pullback or the drop back. Now, have we seen some selling off? Yes, by corporations, by their leadership, by selling off things to pay stocks, market rotation. Yeah, absolutely. We have seen some of that. But if you look at the S&P 500, you're not seeing that. It's not affecting the S&P 500 in a way that is showing that we're in a red month. We are continuing on this bull run. Now, I agree with one of the YouTubers that I like to follow. I like to watch the Stocks with Josh channel. So shout out to Josh, Stocks with Josh, Josh to Josh. I like to watch his channel because he gives good, valuable insight and information. And I base a lot of some of what I do based on some information that Josh shares. But I agree with him 100%. He put out a video yesterday, and it's funny because he referenced the SQQQ, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But it's about the data. It's about the analysis. It's about the technicals. It's about the charts. It's about understanding those support and resistance levels, the floor and the ceiling. Where is the stock movement? I told you, I go clearly right here to a 5-day average at a 30-day time frame. And I'm looking at those last 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to see the action of the stock, right? And you can see here on the S&P 500, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look, it continues to show you this upward trend. Now, did it come down and go up in that day? Yes. Did it go up and come down in that day? Yes. Did it go up and come back in that day? Yes. Because that's called market movement. It's going to happen. Not everything continues to run in a straight path up. But if you look at the trend since April, okay, and let me go back to the daily, and you look at this trend since April, you see nothing really but this upward momentum. Look, this was probably somewhere here, January, February, March, April, okay, April. So about when we start talking about tariffs, when we start talking about Liberation Day, all that is what caused the S&P 500 to come down. Well, guess what? That's all factored in. We're sort of done with that. It doesn't bother me anymore when I hear in the news, oh my gosh, this country, this country, this. That's done. That's over. Will there be things that come out from the administration, from the White House that could affect the market? Of course, absolutely, all the time. But is that happening right now? Nope. Nope. S&P 500 on the daily right now is running strong, continuous up bull run, especially here when it started its correction and started going up in the end of April all the way through to where we are today. Nothing but bulls, nothing but bulls. So watch out, because the bull's coming after you, and you want to make sure that you are running with the bulls, not chasing the bulls. So let's go into talking about a little bit about some of the shares. I'm gonna share with you a little bit about some of my OG list. First of all, man, this is funny, super cool. But I'm gonna tell you, and look, if anybody's questioned APLD, back here at $13.16 in September, and it continues to run, right? This is a long-term hold viewpoint, okay? I'm a day trader. I don't want to know what did it do yesterday? What did it do today? I want to know what the stock's doing day to day to day. But if you're a long-term investor, then you want to look at that daily and see that trend and that track to understand, hey, is this something worth getting into and staying in long-term? Well, APLD is one that I'm in long-term. I'm happy to be in long-term. Many of my friends, my relatives are in APLD, making money in APLD, but it's also one that I love to day trade. Now, I'm going to tell you what I didn't do today, and many of you are going to be surprised. Oh, and sentiment to this today on APLD, we celebrated a birthday today. Now, I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy right now. The birthday we celebrated is right about here at the 145 time frame. This is when we celebrated, basically in this candle right here at 11 a.m. APLD turned 18 today. Now an adult. Crossed through the ceiling of 1788. And how many of you were on my video yesterday, watching my video yesterday, where the ceiling was $17.32, and I increased with you my ceiling to $17.88. Well, guess what? My ceiling's not at $17.88 anymore. My ceiling's now $18.69 in the post market as we ran up to 8 p.m. This is unbelievable to me that APLD is at $18.69. Now, I've been sharing this stock with you many, many times, easily going to be $20 plus. Will it get there Monday? I don't know. Will it get there next week? I don't know. That's where I have to extend my ceiling. I need to go back through the 5 days, look at my averages, understand my new support and resistance levels on this, build the box strategy around it, and we're going to wait and see what happens. There is a lot of market concern about what's going to happen next week with on the 17th, the Fed rates decision, Jerome Powell, about tax rate cuts. If it's good, if we get a good, strong rate cut, the market's going to explode. If we get a 0.25%, maybe a 0.5%, it might not explode. It might have the opposite effect. People may be super upset about it and it may run down. A lot of mortgage companies, banks, those types of stocks may potentially run in the opposite direction. Because do you think the banks want a rate cut? No, they don't want a rate cut. Do you think they want to lose a 0.5% or 0.75% on a mortgage rate or on a tax rate? No, absolutely not, because they're going to lose money. They're not going to make as much money on a loan. But do we want a tax rate cut? Absolutely, because then people can afford a better home, afford to pay more for a home, because the money now to them is worth more. So we're going to wait and see what happens. But APLD, I don't have any words to express to you how I feel about APLD right now. My Discord name is Josh Loves APLD, named by my original Discord group that I'm still a part of. They made me Josh Loves APLD. I live up to that name, Josh Loves APLD. I do. I love it, and I day trade it every day. But guess what? I didn't day trade it today. I missed the APLD boat. You want to know why I missed the APLD boat? I missed the APLD boat because I was busy in Serve Robotics. And I've been talking to you all about Serve Robotics. I've been telling you all, Serve Robotics, take a look at it, do your homework, do your due diligence, okay? Serve Robotics. And I had this gut feeling from yesterday when I made the video yesterday. I talked about Serve Robotics. Don't sleep on it. Look what it did yesterday, $10.70 to a high of $12.09. It came down with the market as it, pulled back. And then the entire overnight 24-hour market just continued in an uptrend. And right here at $11.88, I got in Serve Robotics. I decided, you know what? I don't want to miss the boat on this one. Pre-market, I'm jumping into it. Maybe it's a bad decision. I don't think it's a bad decision. I'm going to wait and see what happens. Well, guess what, everybody? Not a bad decision. It did make me a little nervous when the market first opened. We hit this red candle that dropped it down. But then look at this beautiful, beautiful 15-minute huge green candle, filled the wick, continued up to a high of $13.12. Now, I didn't get to ride it to $13.12 because on the 5-minute, as I was watching it, and I'm going to go to it, right about here, I started to get a little bit nervous because it was dropping down hard. I got out at about $12.50. Okay, I left a couple $100 on the table, but I sure made my daily goal, and I was very happy about it. But let's go back to APLD. APLD today did the same exact thing, but I wasn't really watching it because I was busy watching Serve Robotics. 1728 to this high of 1854. Kind of along the same lines as Serve Robotics, right? They made about the same dollar per share. But let me tell you why I actually chose Serve Robotics today over APLD. Mainly because of this right here. Okay? It was at the $17 range, and I knew I could get Serve Robotics in the $11 range, so I could buy more shares with less money. I bought 1,000 shares, rocketed, got out. Can't complain about that at all. I'll tell you what else I was in today. SoundHound. Now, SoundHound was a bit disappointing. SoundHound was a rough play today, but I was able to get in down here in the morning. So I got in here somewhere about $14.50 something cents. I rode it onto this red candle right here at about a high of $14.67. So it wasn't the home run I really was looking for, but it was good enough. I made about 20 something cents per share, got out. Not upset at all. My portfolio is up a good amount and I'm very happy about it. I finally broke through. I was stuck at a certain amount that I couldn't get my portfolio above, because a lot of other stocks I own continue to run down, with what's happening in the market, and everything else was running up. So it was like counterbalancing each other, and it was negating out the good to the the positive to the negative. And I'd make like, $400 or $500 in the day, but I would have been down $400 or $500 in the day in other, drone companies and electrical companies that I, holding stock and things like that. And I'm like, man, like I just can't catch a break to get this thing to grow. Well, today I made it grow. Very, very happy, made it grow. Made some decisions on some longer term holds that were in this account that just were not making any movement, continue to run down. Sometimes you just have to look at your portfolio and make a decision. Do I want to stay in something that potentially, is not going to run? I have several stocks that I'm in that are down, but I know one day they're going to launch. BBAI, let's talk about BBAI for a minute. I had just made this video last night about BBAI and said, hey, don't discount BBAI, everybody. BBAI had some amazing news yesterday going into the Nashville International Airport. Watch yesterday's video. You'll hear me talk all about BBAI. Well, look at this. Positive news, beautiful news. And it continued in the post-market and the pre-market, 24 hours into the pre-market, and it launched all the way up to $5.53. And then we did have a bunch of people that were probably bag holding. Can't blame you. Took profit, sold out. I'm still in it. I'm not going anywhere, because I know BBAI is going to continue to run. And this is the evidence right here. And then even in the regular market, it had some nice little runs up where you can make some money, back to flat, running across $5.09 in the aftermarket to 8 p.m. I'm not upset about it. You want to know why I'm not upset about it? Because it was at 460, 470 yesterday when I said, don't sleep, don't discount it. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. Well, we're back over $5. And it didn't drop back down to $5. Now I've got to redo my support and resistance levels on it based on yesterday, but that's fine. It's back over $5. Let's see what happens. So let me just share this part with you. Be careful. I know Stocks with Josh, a lot of the Chris Sane, a lot of the great YouTubers are sharing really good information and telling you, hey, yes, September's a rough month, but we are in a bull market right now. But that doesn't mean tomorrow that it can't turn around on you. A lot of times people use the term black swan event, right? This thing could turn hard and run down. You don't know what's going to come out. You don't know what's going to hit the news. You don't know what type of catalysts are going to hit. And the market is less running on technicals and analysis than it is on emotion. And you see it every single day. As soon as something emotional hits X or Twitter, which are the same thing, I know, but it could run the wrong direction. So be careful, be cautious, understand your risk tolerance. And like I always say, don't trade the money that you use for mortgage payment, house payment, rent payment, electric bill, to put food on the table to feed you and your family, car insurance, whatever it is. Make sure the money you're trading with is not something that would put you in a situation where you depended on that money. Please, I ask that of you, to be very careful, be extremely cautious with what you're using to trade in, and learn what you're doing. Educate yourself. Okay, let's look at some of the other stocks in the August list. Tesla. Man, let me tell you about Tesla today. I don't even have to tell you. Look at Tesla. So the day before, in the video I showed you, 347. Okay, even the day before that, 355 was this. I'm excited about Tesla. It's in my long-term portfolio. I haven't even looked at it, but it continued to bang up against this 355 resistance. It came back down to support levels, ran through overnight, woke up yesterday morning, rocketed up, did the same thing through the post 24-hour and pre-market, woke up this morning, 367.41, rocketed 396.69. This thing's about to hit $400. I hope some of you are in Tesla, because Tesla is doing amazing things right now. Good for Tesla. Let's see what it continues to do, but wow, rocket ship. The other one I wanted to share with you, rocket ship. Literally, Rocket Labs. Look what Rocket Labs did today. Opened up at about $49.12, all the way to $54.03. Closed at $53.34. Down a little bit right now in the post market, $52.88, but it's running horizontal. Who knows what this bad boy is going to do on Monday, but sure looks good. And a lot of these stocks ran in the same direction today as many of these did. Nvidia had some nice movement. Palantir had some really nice movement. Look at this upward trend for Palantir from 164 to 171. AMD was like a firecracker rocket. Look at this, 154.92 to 160.41. I mean, just some incredible, incredible numbers. Robinhood had a hard drop, but it kind of came back, dropped again, came back again. Not really where you would expect for based on the other stocks, but it had some run. Ionic ran, look at this, Power Punch. Oh, and Hims. Hims also had a nice solid run today. That's why I said you could have thrown a dart, chose a stock, got into it, and today would have been the day where you made money. And I hope you did. I hope you did. I hope you increased the value of your portfolio. The other one I wanted to share with you, and let me see if I can find it here. Yes, QUBT, which was a call out from one of my Discord, friends. QUBT. A lot of people are asleep at the wheel at QUBT. I've talked about it in past videos. Well, it launched today, $15.79, closed at $17.01. Listen, so many opportunities and such a green market day. Who would have known we'd have such a successful Friday? But we did. So here's what we need to do. We need to enjoy our weekend. We need to get outside, breathe the fresh air, spend some time with someone you love, enjoy what you have going on this weekend, and be ready. Sunday night, 8 p.m., when this market opens back up, we may see where the market's headed. We have to understand the condition of the market when we get to 8 p.m. on Sunday, and when it runs through the 24-hour clock to that 4:30 a.m., waiting to see what the S&P 500 does. Does it gap up? Does it gap down? I can't wait to see it. And we've got the Fed rate decision next week, which I believe is, Wednesday is when we get the decision. So probably my estimation, my opinion, not financial advice, is that on Monday we got a strong day, depending on the gap up or gap down. Tuesday, potentially a strong day. But there's a lot of people right now that are in fear of this rate decision and are hedging and are selling off and taking profits. I did some of that myself, but after seeing today, my goodness, I'm back into certain things that I sold off for profit that dropped down, I got back into, and I'm making more profit on. So anyway, that's the thing. Enjoy your weekend. Looking forward to see what Sunday has. We'll talk to you Sunday night at 8 p.m. Josh out. Peace.